girls have gone out on a night out to a mysterious place.
Daffodil has learnt from his mistakes as iced coffee appears from outer space.
Our heart rates have been racing as Charlie worms away.
Antigone joins him as the biggest test begins. I'm Megan Rose.
And I'm Matt Clewes, and this is Off the Island podcast.
And we are together in the same room.
And you just dropped your phone.
For the first time ever.
So we said we were going to do this.
We didn't expect
together.
it to be as soon.
No, this kind of
Not
has been
gonna
very
lie.
spontaneous, and whether this actually goes out is up to you. And also we have a live audience. Say woo.
Okay, I'm going to turn around. I know you didn't want this, but like... So I got everyone on that side. And then we're going to go around this side.
Wait, hi. There we are.
There we go. We're not lying. That wasn't a... what would be an auto recording?
You what? What'd you say?
An auto recording of like people applauding. You know when you get people going, woo!
We could do
Because
that.
like there's nothing funny. Maybe we should start doing that.
Just a general. But here we are. I said Off the Island podcast as well, which I never say. That's what the gym's doing. But this is Off the Island, and here we are. We're doing our first ever live podcast.
Yeah.
It's not live because it's not going out live, but you know what I mean. It's a live show.
When we say that we haven't done live ones before, it is essentially live. It's just got a little bit of editing because there's a lot of
Yeah.
and we digress.
And sometimes Megan just drops her phone, so we have to edit. So we have to edit that out.
Right, we need to actually get to the crux of what we're talking about.
So it's been a week, isn't it? This week. Have you caught up now, by the way?
Yeah. I'm like so up to date.
Okay, that's good. Right. So where should we start? Shall we start with the heart rate challenge?
Oh my god. That was so funny. The thing is, right, okay, I'm gonna just throw this out there. As we all know, Gemma and Jax got each other's heart racing. But I am going to throw this out there. That doesn't necessarily mean because they were giving each other boners. It could have been the fact that they were getting a bit of anxiety about the opposite sex getting that close to them. Because if my ex came that close to me and I didn't know what they were going to do, my heart probably would race as well.
Can I just say that we've never said boners on this podcast before, and now we have.
Does anyone even use that terminology anymore? Are we that old?
Apparently we do. That's definitely not a hashtag that we're going to be using any further than this. But yeah, I agree. Why would you? Of course, if your ex comes anywhere near you, you're going to be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, like I'm not talking like, "Oh my fanny's fluttering in anticipation of what you're going to do to me." I'm talking like I'm anxious about where this could go, and I don't actually want you anywhere near me.
We've had a word about this.
We have. There is a mug in the cupboard for this.
There is a mug in the cupboard for this. There's also a boy version, which we could open out to the audience tonight.
Yeah, actually, we're
as to
gonna get
what the
some
boy
voting.
version of Fanny Flutters is. Now, we've decided it's either dick tingle,
Yeah,
penis pulse,
penis pumping.
penis pulse, willy
Penis pulse.
flapping from Alice. Thank you very much, Alice.
Anyone else want to throw
Anyone
anything
else?
in there?
What is the male version of Fanny Flutter, Chris?
Chris?
Anyway, should we just say a penis pulse? 'Cause I like the
I
alliteration.
think penis pulse works. doesn't it?
So where are we going with that?
FF or PP? I have no idea.
So basically,
where
we
are
were deciding that Jax was getting a penis pulse, hence why his heart was racing when
Yeah.
Gemma went over to him and literally just looked at him.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean that would make me feel like shit though if I was Paige. Let's be honest though, he's playing a massive game here, isn't he?
What, Jax?
100%.
I think
Yeah,
he's...
100%.
Yeah,
There we go,
thank
there
you,
we go.
Maisie. Let's take it over to our audience member number two. Maisie, what do you think about Jax?
I agree. He's playing a game.
Yes.
There we go.
See,
Let's give that a clap.
He's not into Paige at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Alice.
No, I think he's into Paige. I do. I think he's into Paige. I don't think that she's actually that much into him.
I like this. I like that we've got opposite sides of the room. And
Okay.
kind of...
I think he's genuine.
What do you think, Matt?
I think...
Mateus.
Mateus and Meshka. I think that Jax is... I don't think he actually knows. I think this is the problem. I kind of see... I've been saying this since the start. I think there's still unfinished business with Gemma. And I think we still don't know. What we did find out over the last 10 days or so was that there was some kind of disagreement. Obviously, it was disagreement, which is why they broke up. But they had a bit of a bicker, didn't they?
Yeah.
And we were kind of getting there, but Gemma wasn't having it at all. And it all started when Ekin Sue went over to Gemma.
Yeah.
All to do with the fact that her head might turn, which we did speak about briefly last week. And it ended up some argument with Jax, and then there we go. That's where we kind of ended that.
But I have to say, we didn't see the aftermath how Jax was going to react to that. And when we spoke on the podcast last, I've got to be honest, he was quite rude.
He was quite rude.
Like telling her to fuck off, and like I was like, no, that's not necessary. I don't
No.
appreciate that. You don't talk to someone you are apparently falling for or you can't control your feelings for. And that for me was a turning point of, you know what, you're playing a game.
He's played it wrong, completely wrong. And it'd be interesting to see how long it'll last, actually. Now
Especially
we've gone into
now,
what has happened, which we'll
yeah.
touch on. So should we continue to talk about the heart rate challenge?
Mhm.
Who was your favourite girl? Let's start with the girl. Who do you think smashed it?
Okay, so I think Tasha was amazing as
Really?
Barbie.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. And then I've got to say that Paige as Baywatch babe was insane. But I also think Gemma surprised me because I have to be honest, like as a 19-year-old girl going out to a group of people like that, knowing your dad is as famous as he is. Who? Anyway, that guy, trying to get a bit of airtime, isn't he?
Yeah, right.
Honestly.
I
think she did bloody well. I didn't expect her to be as sexy as she was. That's from
Gemma.
a female perspective.
Right.
And then can we just talk about Charlie?
Before we move on to Charlie, can I just say, evening, Mr. Michael Owen. Hope you enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Charlie the worm.
Oh, bless him. I just feel like he wasn't even twerking in someone's face. He was just bouncing parts of his body up and down that probably nobody wanted to see.
It was a rather low-key, most pointless thrust I've ever seen in my life.
Moist, pointless.
Moist. It was a moist thrust. It wasn't a moist thrust because no, it wasn't. But he did have the worst. Can you call it an outfit on?
Oh, he did.
Out of the boys, he did have
I
the
feel
worst.
like they do this shit deliberately. No.
I mean, he had a
Danny
thong
was
on.
pretty hot. He did a good job.
I can't say I really recall what the boys were wearing.
No,
Luca was
to be
loving
honest
it
with you,
though.
I have to say, actually, I don't really recall what the boys were wearing.
No.
I think, like, girls, can you back me up here? Do you remember what the guys were wearing? Or did you just, like, envision
Yeah.
the girls and think, bloody hell, wish I could do that?
Let's talk about the girls then. To be fair, she hasn't got much. She hasn't done well, but Danica smashed it, I think. Luca was loving it.
Yeah, Danica did do well. I mean, clearly he was loving it.
What made
Well,
me
no,
laugh?
who was loving it more? Let's be honest.
The best.
Andrew.
Well,
Well,
he
Tasha
tried.
deserved that.
Well,
Sorry.
She did deserve
We need
that.
to move on to that shortly.
But what was even more funny was when Andrew came out and he had India on the floor, and he then turned her over and then
Bloody
thrusted
hell.
hard.
They went for it, didn't they? I mean, there was a lot of finger sucking. There was a lot of thrusting. I mean, I'm not being funny, but what was it about Luca's finger that was so enticing? Because I'd love to know what it smells like.
I'd ask Gemma what was so good about her toe, because he was straight up there, wasn't he? Playing it like an accordion. He was like, yeah, straight up, all of them. All the toes, please, Gemma. Talk about pedicure.
What's that called? An FF?
A what?
I'm going to add to the Urban Dictionary.
Go on.
FF means foot fetish.
Okay, fair enough. That
And
makes
apparently
sense.
it's a real thing.
Okay.
True thing.
Well,
I think
for
we need
one
a shot.
person.
We need a shot.
Yeah. That was part of our deal, wasn't it? We were going to do shots on this. So we have done many so far. But I think we need to do on air time.
On airtime. Well,
So
okay, out that too.
I don't know. Can we pause?
If you want.
Right. It is that one.
What is that?
Okay, so over
ain't
2
drinking all
years
of
ago,
that.
we're not drinking all of it.
Oh, Christ.
We might drink all of it.
You might.
I bought this moonshine and I wanted to save it for a special occasion. So what better occasion than when it's going out of date?
You're really selling it to me. We can. Okay, should we toast to
I don't know.
Casa Amor?
If anyone's ever done moonshine before, you understand this is so festive.
What is that? Let me smell it.
Don't just do it. Ready? That actually smells like paint stripper.
Should we be drinking that?
Yeah, gone.
No. Oh god. Oh my god, that is.
Horrendous, I know. That it's like meant to be, what does it say? Bye bye, Miss Applecum Apple Pie.
Did you drive this?
The Chevy to the levee, but the levee is dry when Matt drinks it.
There's a government warning on it, Megan. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink. Oh, okay, that's just a joke.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Should not drink alcoholic beverages during pregnancy because of the risk of birth defects.
Right.
Just a joke.
Thank you.
I should have
Thanks for
carried
that
on.
clarification.
I should have carried on before I said
I'm
anything.
really, really glad they made
Okay.
that so clear. Right, are you pregnant, Matt?
No.
Go for it.
If I
Just do it.
a live audience again.
Wow, come on.
How is it?
That was actually better than that Zambu.
Okay, am I doing this then?
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Anyone-
This is why we don't do live podcasts.
If anyone listening on Spotify, then I do apologise.
Do you know what? I can't believe I've waited 3 years to drink one of the nicest things I've ever drunk in my life. Warms the cockles. It's warming the
I'm glad you
track.
said cockles. Shall we move on now from the heart rate challenge, because my heart is racing after
Okay.
that. To what should we talk about next? Let's just go to Casa Amor.
Casa Amor. Casa Amor. Everybody, Casa Amor. Casa Amor.
Right.
Casa Amor. Morning, Matt.
Afternoon. Or evening, whatever way you're looking at it, whatever way you're listening. So, I'll let you explain. 'Cause this
It was
your
my
idea.
birthday, and
It was very
Matthew and I
spontaneous.
happened to be together. So I thought it would be really good to record a live podcast.
We were just chilling, having pizza, and then Megan was like, "Actually, well, this is the challenge. Why don't we do it now?" And I was like, "Now." Yeah. So as you can imagine, well, as you've heard half of it, and now you've cut to us here in a bit more of a state. It was eventful, and it was quite nice to have a live audience, to be honest. So shout out to everyone in the audience.
Woo!
It was amazing. So we had Alice,
Yep,
Ellie,
yep,
Maisie,
yep.
Charlotte, and
I'll
Chris.
tell you what. And Chris.
And Chris. Just
You
Chris.
said it. First of all, well done with names. I would never remember
Good listener.
all your friends' names that quickly. That's really, really good. No, I have to say it was absolutely brilliant, and we have a lot of fun. But I don't know about you, Matt, but I have been suffering ever since.
Have you? I've been all right, actually. I must admit, is the walk back to, like, basically, I told Megan that we walked back from where Megan lives, and it's quite a long way. And we didn't walk back all the way because that would be like from one side of London to the other. We just walked to the train station with a tube, and then it got us back to where we need to via another train and a walk. So it's all fine. So that wasn't mainly what tired me out, to be honest. But here we are. Can we say challenge complete?
Yeah, absolutely. Tick.
I'm glad we in the end did it, because otherwise I don't think we'd have another chance, to be honest.
No, and it's the first time that we've actually completed a challenge on this podcast. So
Yeah. Do we think it's
congrats
time?
to us.
Do we bring another challenge today?
I think we could leave that to the end of today's episode, and then we could do one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, as we did say, Casa Amor. Let's go in to Casa Amor, because we've waited for it, but my God, have we needed this?
This is the best Casa Amor so far that I think I've seen ever on a Love Island.
My main concern is, have they got enough beds back in the main villa when everyone comes back recoupled?
Do you know what? That's a really good point. I don't think they thought about that.
What are they going to do? Seriously? Is it like a second bedroom, or is everyone going to have to like refer to the day beds outside?
Yeah. No one slept in the day beds yet, have they?
No. Well,
I want there to
actually,
be an argument.
well, Luca did, to be fair, in the last couple of nights, because he's like, I'm not sharing a bed. I'm, sticking obviously with Gemma. So he's
Oh, yeah,
staying
of course.
Hashtag loyal, Georgia Steele, shout out as always, as we like to do.
Loyal boo.
I'm loyal, boo. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We've had the girls go in, the new boys have gone in. Has anyone kind of, you know, tickled your fancy?
So I'm gonna say that
We've got Ronan Keating's son in there who is living life like a roller. Like I can't even get it out.
there's
Life
a
is roller
guy in
coaster.
there that I really think is good looking, and his name's gone completely out of my brain, so you might need to edit this part, Matt.
That's all right. Keep it in. It's all good fun.
Um,
can't
he's a
actually-
model.
Oh, Josh.
Josh. Yes. Josh is a lush to look at.
A losh. Well, he kissed Danica.
Good. She deserves a bit of attention, and I feel like they suit each other.
Exactly. So let's hope that things work out for Danica there. She's obviously going to recouple because she's not going to stick with Jay because, as we've decided, well, she got told by Jay that he wasn't interested, and she still picked him. So let's hope she finds somebody who does actually like him.
I still find that whole situation very funny.
I know.
But we won't digress in the past. We're going to move forward.
Exactly.
So yeah, Josh. I think Deji is very funny, and we will talk about that because he has taken one of my my quotes for this week.
Yes.
And yeah, and I think the girls are seriously up to no good.
As in the new girls.
Yes.
They are. I think they're definitely in there to obviously they've seen the cracks. The boys maybe low key know that the girls that they or the current or the OG girls are not, they're not up to not up to standard. That sounds horrible. But you know what I mean? They're not as committed as previously they might have been. And there are some cracks there. The new girls have seen that and they're going straight in and they're not hanging about and they're telling people like Andrew that Tasha is not the one for him.
Well, we said it here first, and he just had to catch up.
For some reason, I heard that as ketchup. I don't know why. I don't know. Why. He just had to catch up. Just had to catch up. I mean, I would as well.
I love that. Okay, so Matt, what about you? Are there any of the girls that have, turned your head? I feel like I could probably guess.
Go on.
I feel like the girls that have turned Jack's head have turned your head as well.
I can't even think who's turned his head.
2 blonde girls.
Possibly. Because Molly's in there and she is from Southampton, believe it or not.
Do you know her?
I don't know her, no. So and Davide in recent days said that actually she was someone that he was interested in. But also, this is the big thing, right? He then goes and chats to Coco in the Davide spot, where he's got with Danica, he's got with Ekin-Su in the same spot, and now he's got the hat trick, Meg. He's gone for Coco. He wants Coco Pops now, ain't even breakfast, right? And gone in. He's had breakfast for dinner. He's had some Coco, and yeah, he got with her. But then this is the best bit. It probably wasn't 5 minutes later because you know what Davide's like with his kissing. And then Andrew then took Coco for a chat on the Ekin-Su Palace of Dreams, that is the terrace, and and then right, he kissed her as well.
Well, she had enough action, didn't she, to last her the whole series?
I think so. I think she has two in the space of 15 minutes. I want to say that. Unbelievable. But Andrew is being egged on by the guys, basically being told that Tasha isn't interested. He's being mugged off, and he's like, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it and do what I want. And let's see.
Are you sure her name's Coco? It's not China.
No, there's another. There is another girl called China.
Why am I thinking that China's the chosen one?
I don't know. This is what I mean. We're mid-series now, and there's too many new people, and it's hard to
And
get the
there's
names.
too many names that begin with the same letter.
Exactly. There's too much going on, and I can't handle it. But it's all going on. But shall we just? I'll just do a brief kind of overview, some highlights of Casa Amor so far. So this is
Okay.
from my notes, by the way. Which, if anyone knows what my notes looks like, this is what it looks
Bloody
like.
hell, I experienced it firsthand at the weekend. And I
Did
was
indeed.
like,
Did
what?
indeed. People were like surprised of what I'm doing here. But where should we start? So George, his name isn't George, it's Billy. So I got that wrong at the first start. He said that he picks up penguins at the zoo because he works at a zoo.
Oh, Billy. Sorry, let me throw it out there.
Go on.
He is going far
He's going far.
in this competition. I bloody love Billy. Sorry, please continue.
Well,
Zipped.
he's the one that's going for Paige, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just saying. What else have we got? The boys didn't know what was happening yet, so they were sat on these beanbags around the pool, just screaming their sins away, which was great. Great fun. Well done, boys.
Yeah.
What else have we said? Davide said he deleted pictures of Ekin on his phone.
That was
Paige,
brilliant.
Paige has already had breakfast cooked for her by Billy at this point because she guessed Billy's birth month, which is just obviously how
I feel like he would have said yes regardless.
I thought
he's
that as
probably
well.
born in like
October.
not even a real month. He's probably like a leap year baby.
Not even a real month. Jack was no stranger to saying that his dad's Ronan Keating.
Oh yeah. Although, can I just say, I had to replay that about 3 times because I just heard him say, "Yeah, so my dad's on gym." I was like, "What?" Let's go back. Yeah, so my dad's on gym. It was my mum that heard it, and then I was like, "Bloody hell, he sounds just like his dad."
And he did something as well. I can't remember. I think it was something like he like touched his eyebrow or did something, and that was literally Ronan Keating.
There we go. Maybe it is Ronan Keating.
Yeah, but what was funny is that he obviously was no like he wasn't holding back and saying that, but he's saying this to Gemma Owen.
Yeah, whose daughter?
Owen. I do recognise the surname. Do you recognise the surname? You know. Want to say is it Mick?
Mick.
Mick
Mitch.
Owen. Mitch Owen.
Oh.
Oh, if only we knew, eh?
But she soon was all like, "Oh, interesting. We had an interesting chat." And I'm like, "Okay, hon, you're just interested in status, aren't you?"
I think so. But I mean,
I think she's going to break Luca's heart. I do.
Oh, I think she's as well. And let's be honest, Luca is committed to seeing one of his favourite footballers of all time. He is.
He is. He absolutely is.
He's sleeping on the daybed. He's just committed, isn't he? He tells her that he's basically in love with her way too soon.
Oh no, it's
Bless him.
embarrassing.
Bless him.
And also, if I stayed in a hideaway and someone was whispering sweet nothings into my ear all night, I would definitely slap him.
Well, we'll talk about the sweet nothings that he was whispering to her in today's fire poll, which is just great. It's just great. And then obviously we had the party, which Casa Amor won. Luca was toe sucking someone else's toe in the challenge, and he thought, "Oh, that's what's really going to piss off Gemma." Yeah, of all things, the toe sucking, which, to be fair, it probably did. And Tasha said to Billy, she was like, "Yeah, obviously I'm a model. Obviously, I know."
I just want to say about Tasha, right? To begin with, I thought that she was very endearing, and I think lots of us did. And it was really nice that there was somebody coming into the show that was bringing an element of diversity that we'd never seen before. And I almost feel like I just feel like now she's really showing a different side to herself, and I think it's like
for one, as we've talked about before, she doesn't realise what she's got. Everyone on the outside does, and he's so lovely. And she's just obviously very, very assured of herself. And I think after the whole challenge, when she was like, you know, I know that I'm hot, I know that I'm sexy, and I don't need him to like have his heart racing for someone else. I just think, do you know what? You need to chill out. And like, I feel like she thinks the world owes her a favour. That's the impression that I'm getting.
And I think, look, we're all for, you know, self-confidence and, you know, happy that someone's happy with the way they are, but it is, yeah, it's everyone else can kind of see what's going on at the moment, and it's not good for Andrew. And obviously, hence why the boys are doing what they are. And I think the big thing for me was when all you have to look at is when they did the vote at the start of last week, when there was 3 boys, 3 girls left, and she was in that bottom 3, and that was the thing she was most pissed off about, was the fact that she was in the bottom 3, not the fact that she could be going and potentially leaving a guy that is, no, she's on the way to being in love with. She was more pissed off. She was crying about the fact that she was in the bottom 3, not the fact that people think that they're not compatible, the fact that she was in the bottom 3. So there is an element of selfishness there, and she can't hide it because everyone's seen it, and she's gone on about it a lot. So what can we do about that? And let's just see what happens with the recoupling situation after Casa Amor. It could be very interesting. I think there could be quite a few shocks going on.
Absolutely. So talking of which, who do you think stands to currently be recoupling?
Recoupling completely. So come back with someone new. I think that most of them, everyone, all the boys except, I don't think Dammy will, despite what kissing someone else. I think he will come back, and I think it'll be like Liam did last year, and the situation will come out. But I think him and India will be recoupled again. So I think him, Luca, and I think him and Luca might be, and Davide will be the only 3 that stay with what they've got. I think Andrew will recouple because I think he's worried. Jay's obviously going to recouple. Who else we got in there? Jax. I forgot about Jax.
He will recouple, I think.
You think? Oh, let's go with that. I hadn't really thought too much about it. But yeah, and I think, but everyone else, I think, will recouple. The girls. Who are you thinking of the girls?
I think Tasha will. I think there's potential that Gemma might.
Yeah.
Because I think she's more attracted to Luca, but I think she wants someone that can understand the life that she comes from, probably can provide her with the same amount that she's been given her whole life. And, you know, I suppose there's got to be a mutual understanding there, right? I mean, I'm not in that situation, so we can only assume. But, yeah. And I feel like Luca is being a bit too drippy at the moment.
Yeah.
So that could potentially be a turn-off. But I feel like Billy, regardless of who it is, Billy is going to be pairing with someone, and he is going to make it very far in the competition.
There we go. It's a bold statement, but you said it, and this is what we do on this show. We make statements, and we try and get it right, hopefully. Amazing. Right. That is Casa Amor. A lot has happened. This could be the best Casa Amor in terms of drama we have ever seen. Oh, by the way, Ekin-Su, is she going to stick?
Yeah, she will. She'll go back to Davide.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. My favourite Davide moment, though, over the last week, well, there's been quite a few, actually, but you really noticed how Italian he was when one morning he got up and he just jumped straight into the pool. Just if he was British, or if I was him, I'd be sitting on the edge of that pool for about 25 minutes with my toes in, and you just know that he'd be telling me that it's all right once you're in.
Yeah, that is so true. I love that. And I also want to very quickly add about the boys, which I thought was really funny. So when the girls left and they all went crazy, and it was like lads, holiday. And then they did the typical man thing where it took about 2 hours to kick in that none of the girls were there. And then they're all laying in bed looking at photos of them and the couple. And I was like, oh, see, you're all excited and now you're missing everyone.
I know.
I did find that very comical to watch. And this is what I love about the show. And this is why we do what we do, because it's not just about the matchmaking and, you know, the humor. It's the psychology behind men and women and, you know, dating in this day and age. It was good to see.
You learn a lot, and you see very different people coming together and trying to work something out, and you just think it's either obviously going to work or it's obviously not. And we have seen a lot of things happen this week, but with that comes a lot of things that are said. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
All the things she said, all the things she said, running through my head, running through my head. All the things she said, all the things she said, running through my head, running through my head.
There we go. Right.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. Right, let's hit up some quotes. What you got for me?
Okay. So currently, what I found very funny was when
Yes.
Deji was trying to chat up India.
Yes.
I'm not going to try and do this accent that you put on because I just can't. There are some accents I can do, Matt. There are some that I can't. So he was asking her about her ethnicity, and she was saying how she's Jamaican, and he was like, what? And she was like, why is everyone surprised at this? And he's like, I thought you were Nigerian. And then he was like, what's Dami? And she was like, oh, he's Nigerian. And then he was like, the battle of the Niger boys. Because he wants her, and so does Dami, and they're both Nigerian, and I thought it was hilarious. But it's one of those things that when you hear him say it, it's funnier than what I just said.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Beshka. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Thank you.
One of my favourite things that got said was obviously Luca, because he always provides the good. So Tasha is upset with Andrew, and obviously for various things that have happened at this point, I feel like she was kind of making issues out of nothing, just to be angry at him. And Luke was just like, said to Andrew, Tasha ain't like the M25, she can actually move. Which is a dig at the M25, because we all know what the M25 is like. It's all good. It's all good. So
I like
funny.
that.
So
That
funny.
is good.
What have you got? Have you got another one? What else you got?
Yeah, so Ekin Su was talking to Danica,
Yes.
and she was talking about, you know, the situation. Well, Danica was talking about her situation of how, like, you know, if anybody else was in her shoes, they'd feel pretty crap as well. And Ekin Su said, you came in a bombshell, but you've left. No, hang on. Let me rephrase this. Bear with me for just 2 points of a second. Just pause this for a sec, because I don't want to get this wrong. So, Ekin Su said to Danica, you are a bombshell. You came in a shell, but you lost the bomb along the way. And then she went, yes, the bomb exploded. I'm just trying to work out how you coming in a shell is a compliment.
It's not, is it? It's not. Surely that means like you're very introvert.
Yeah, you're a shell of yourself. You're not.
Unless she thought her name was Michelle.
I don't know how she got that from Danica, but I see where you're going with this. I like it.
I know,
All right.
I try.
On to you, Mateus.
Right. So honestly, my favourite came at the start of this week. Davide talking to Coco. Everyone knows what this is, right? it was all over social media. It's been absolutely mental with this quote. So I just thought it has to be in here. But basically, Coco was talking, this is just for the kiss. Coco was talking to Davide about her previous boyfriend, and she said why they split up. And basically, she said, we split up because he went celibate. And Davide said, where's celibate?
No.
And she said, when you don't have sex. But obviously, he's like, where's celibate? He thought celibate was a place. He thought that her ex-boyfriend left for celibate.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
I mean, if anyone has ever been to celibate or knows what it's like, then please do let us know at Off the Island Pod. We would love to hear from you. Alternatively, if you are Coco's ex-boyfriend, again, we'd love to hear from you. So
That was your trip.
exactly. So that is that. Have we got one more? Do we have one more? Should we go for one more? I might have one if you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like no, I don't. So let's go to you.
It's the classic, talking about the whole manicure situation, which, by the way, we are still putting out there as to what this all means and where this stands. After a night, obviously, and she was telling the boys, after a night with Tasha, that he got the Bunsen burner out and he went to sleep a happy man.
And we're still trying to establish the stages.
It's a lot. I think, like I said, it's going to be a podcast in its own, learning what this is all about. But it's the fact that now the girls talking about salon, obviously, like metaphors, and the boys are talking about like science. Oh, pardon me, so I'm burping. They're talking about science stuff. So I don't really understand where this all stands, and it's all very confusing. So if anyone can shed some light, if anyone wants to come on this podcast and tell us and talk us through each stage, that would be very helpful as well.
Yeah, please do. We really need that.
We really appreciate it. So shall we talk about this week's fire poll? So
yes, Matt.
Yes.
So Mateus has been absolutely slaying it on these fire polls. So yeah, thank you for all you're doing.
That's okay, anytime. As we mentioned about whispering sweet nothings, you said that, Luca, to Gemma. One of his sweet nothings in the hideaway, he thought, I mean, why not? Just, small talk, making conversation, learning more about this person that you apparently are in love with, and we're going to walk down the aisle at some point in Santorini. He says to Gemma, white or brown bread? Now, this is a big vote here in Britain, and the options were, I should have put other, I just realized, but I didn't. 50-50, brown or white. Over 100 of you voted once again, and white won astoundingly with 58%.
Blimey. Now, what would you go for, Matt, out of those three options?
I would probably go white, but I'll be happy with brown. I'm not going to lie to you. I would be happy with brown. I'd have it.
You sounded so much like Nessa out of Gavin and Stacey.
I won't lie to you.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be happy with brown, but I'd definitely go white.
It's something they would definitely say as well, isn't it? As it goes, I am.
Yeah.
All right, Ness. Calm down.
Oh gosh. Right, completely different program. This is what I mean. We digress. We digress. But yeah, thank you for all our voters. That's amazing.
It's amazing. And obviously, would you go for a white?
I'd go for a 50-50.
Would you? Would you? Okay.
I'd actually go gluten-free.
But the white version. Oh no, the 50-50 gluten-free. Is that a thing?
Oh, now it's getting controversial.
It's getting
maybe a granary gluten-free.
I need to do another poll, I think.
Yeah, you do. There's many types of bread.
There is. I can't even speak English. Right. Is there anything else you'd like to say regarding a challenge?
I think now that we've done a live episode-ish together, I think that we've established that us getting drunk together and doing a podcast can be either fantastic or really not airable ever again. However, I'm going to go with the positive side here.
Yeah.
And I think we need to do one in public.
I knew you were going to say this. I knew you were going to say this. Okay, right. This is taking it to the next level now. Go on, carry on.
We need a banner. We need to set up shop, mate.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's do
Yeah?
it. Yeah. Let's
All right,
do
we're
it.
doing it. So, listeners, if you are listening right now, keep your ears peeled because we will be releasing information about where this is going to take place.
I'd like to know
And
where
we
it's going to
want
take
you
place.
to come and join us.
Yes, please do. Keep in touch with us on our socials, Twitter and Instagram at Off the Island Pod. I am intrigued to know where this is going to take us.
I'm excited.
I feel like you've got a plan.
I actually have, to be fair.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll reveal this in due course. But thank you, Casa Amor. We love you. That's all I'm going to say.
We do. Thank you. And we can't wait to see more of what is to come.
We'll see you soon. Goodbye.